Welcome, Focus Learners. We are jumping right in today. Did you know there are actually over 20 distinct ways to accelerate a student's learning? It's true. Today, we're exploring a heavily researched, truly transformative toolkit designed to do one main thing: match your educational path to your actual abilities. We're looking at the power of acceleration. So, if you're a high achiever, or if you're just looking to understand how we can better support exceptional talent, this explainer is going to show you exactly how we can move way beyond standard pacing to really transform raw potential into true expertise.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our exploration map, so you know exactly how we'll navigate the interconnected concepts of accelerated learning today. First, we'll go beyond the traditional classroom. Then, we'll open up the acceleration toolkit. After that, we'll examine collaborative and tech innovations. And finally, we'll wrap up with equity, research, and outcomes.
Section 1. Beyond the traditional classroom.
Picture this. You're sitting in class, and you already know the majority of the material the teacher is planning to cover for the entire year. Talk about intensely frustrating, right? These advanced learners don't just need more busy work, they need an entirely different path. That's why acceleration is the first intervention for gifted students. I absolutely love the use of the word intervention here. We usually think of interventions as something we only do when a student is falling behind, you know? But the research makes it super clear. Acceleration isn't just about rushing a student through a curriculum. It's a necessary, highly proactive intervention for those who are already ahead. So what does this actually mean? Well, academic acceleration is defined as progressing through an educational program at rates faster or at ages younger than conventional. It is literally the key to providing that necessary challenge so advanced learners can actually thrive, instead of just coasting along on autopilot all day. Section 2. The Acceleration Toolkit. The really great news is that this toolkit is definitely not one size fits all. Remember those 20-plus forms of acceleration I mentioned? They generally fall into two main categories. First, we have content-based acceleration. This is where you receive advanced content before your expected age. But, and this is key, you stay with your age peers for most of the day. Second, we have grade-based acceleration. This one actively shortens the total number of years you spend in the K-12 system. Let's look a little closer at those content-based examples. Single-subject acceleration might mean, say, taking a high school math course while you're still sitting in middle school. Then there's curriculum compacting. This is honestly brilliant. It involves pre-assessing a student to prove they've already mastered the basics. That frees up all this time to actually engage in advanced content development. And of course, there's dual enrollment in college courses, along with AP and IB programs. Those let students seamlessly bank college credits before ever leaving high school. On the flip side, grade-based strategies are all about actively compressing the timeline. This could be whole grade acceleration, which is what we traditionally called grade skipping, but it also includes grade telescoping. Grade telescoping is fascinating. Think of it kind of like hitting a warp pipe in a video game. It allows a student to master, let's say, 3 whole years of curriculum in just 2 years. And taking it to the furthest end of the spectrum, this includes early entrance to college. The ultimate goal here is always, always to keep the exceptionally talented student appropriately challenged. Section 3, Collaborative and Tech Innovations. Now, let's talk about how modern classrooms pull this off. The integration of educational technology, or EdTech, is completely changing the game. EdTech acts as a highly personalized guide. It facilitates personalized learning through adaptive practice and tailored scaffolding. What does that actually mean for you? Well, it means the software dynamically adjusts. If you ace complex algebraic concepts in minutes, the system instantly serves up tougher problems, rather than making you wait for the rest of the class. You get the exact level of support and challenge you need in real time. And this brilliantly illustrates how acceleration works in a group setting too. It's not just about solitary study. In advanced collaborative problem solving, accelerated students completely transcend simply dividing up tasks. First, they leverage diverse perspectives. Then, they actively challenge each other's assumptions. And finally, they construct a shared mental model to tackle intricate challenges together. It's amazing because it builds high-level communication and teamwork skills right alongside that advanced learning.
Section 4. Equity, Research, and Outcomes.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the hard data. Take a look at that number, 60 plus. That represents over 60 years of robust, deeply consistent research backing academic acceleration. So if anyone tries to tell you this is a new fad or some experimental theory, absolutely not. It's a deeply proven educational strategy with literally decades of historical proof supporting it. And that research directly debunks what is probably the biggest misconception out there. People constantly worry about the social impact of accelerating a student ahead of their age group. But the research reveals there is typically only a small and generally positive impact on social development. The fear of ruining a student's social life by appropriately challenging their intellect is, largely, a complete myth. Furthermore, when we look at the long-term outcomes, it's a powerful one-two punch of evidence. Accelerated students just flat out perform better in school over the long term, and they achieve at higher levels. But it doesn't stop at graduation. It creates this massive compounding effect. They pursue graduate degrees more often, which leads to securing more prestigious jobs, and ultimately, earning higher pay. Providing that intellectual stimulation early on pays huge dividends for their entire life.
But here is the catch, and it's absolutely crucial. Because the outcomes are so profoundly positive, acceleration must be an equitable talent development strategy. Access to referrals simply has to be open to all students, regardless of gender, race, ethnicity, or socioeconomic status. It must be inclusive of disability status, specifically making sure we're addressing twice exceptional students, meaning kids who are gifted but also have a disability. And for English language learners, evaluation instruments must include options in their heritage language. A language barrier should never hide exceptional academic talent. A successful acceleration program leaves no brilliant mind behind.
Ultimately, everything we've talked about today boils down to one emotional core: talent development. Acceleration is about cultivating your unique strengths and transforming that raw potential into actual expertise. And honestly, perhaps most importantly, it teaches critical habits of mind like persistence and setting high standards. When you're properly challenged, you learn how to actually work hard, a vital, lifelong skill that you completely miss out on if school always comes too easily. Which leaves us with one final big question for you to consider. Are you ready to claim your path to expertise and research the acceleration options in your district? Seriously, if you or someone you know is craving more of an academic challenge, I challenge you to become a master explorer of your own educational journey. Talk to the teachers, speak with the counselors, and look into the specific tools we've uncovered today. The resources are out there to help you reach your absolute highest potential. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.